Yo, what up, Nate?
What up, man? How you doing, Mr. Deuce?
All right, all right. I just had to now. I had to answer a few. Now people starting to ask about crypto, so I know what that means. Probably not good.
What are we asking about crypto these days?
Yeah. Every time crypto starts to get hot, you start getting random messages from people. Hey, man, how do you do this? So how do you do this? And it's all dangerous. I'm like, you haven't worried about this for 2 years now. You worried about how to do this, how to do that, how do I put this in? I'm like, and every time I'm telling people, like, look, it's not a game to play with. Don't think you're gonna throw your money in this thing. Someone asked me about some random coin, like called, I forgot what it's called, booty coin or something. I'm like, what are you doing?
Too bit.
No. So I literally just told somebody like, hey man, just slow down. You gotta maybe do some studying first and try to know what you're getting into. Uh, because just because you saw it on CNBC, that might not be the best time to be jumping into something. But anyway, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. How
Yeah.
about yourself? How you doing?
Good, dude. Um, Pretty much ready to mud the basement.
Oh,
Uh,
nice,
got a couple more sheets of drywall, but it's looking pretty good. And
nice.
then uh, my other house is getting painted this weekend, so
Hmm.
should be ready
Nice,
to should be ready to sell that soon.
nice.
Um, on my electrical exam, I'm pretty much like 98% finished with the study portion. So
Yeah,
um, I'll be
that's a big
scheduling.
deal, bro. It's a big deal, man.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I'll be scheduling that in the next couple weeks. So
Yes, sir. Now,
everything's coming together,
yeah,
just
hey,
same time.
step by step, little piece by little piece, and we
Or big
need to.
chunks, like giant
Hey,
chunks.
hey, hey, I ain't gonna be mad at that either. Nobody gonna be mad at that. No one's mad at big chunks.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I need to create a regular home. I hate like in houses when you have two switches that control the same light fixture. In our kitchen we got one. We got one by like the stove area that cuts the
Uh-huh.
overhead cans on, but then there's another one across the way, so like you don't gotta walk back and forth to cut the lights on.
Yeah, three-way.
But okay, but I don't like that. It's a little pet peeve of mine. Like it's not always the same. It's the opposite direction of the other switch. So like you push
Uh,
up on that one, but then that one on the other side down is.
that's OCD, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. I thought I was cutting it on, but you gotta push anyway. But maybe I need to create that switch.
It does them both.
Yeah, because I don't like the digital switches now. I don't like any. I don't like digital stuff. I don't like none of that stuff. But
No, that stuff is the worst, anyways. Like
I want the switch, but I want the switch to be on off
a button.
a button. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they do have some stuff like that, but it'd almost be better for you if it was like one of the old style, like from back in the
Yeah.
day, where there's just two buttons and one of them's
Yeah.
pushed in, one of them's out. You can get that on like schoolhouseelectric.com or something like that. They have like old vintage buttons.
Oh, we gotta start putting that stuff. We gotta put together that catalog or like that stuff so people can find it. Like good stuff, high quality stuff that we looked into. Because that's like it's hard to find that stuff and it's hard to know.
Are
You
you
know.
talking about the Two Dads Buyer's Guide?
Yeah, yeah. The two that guys buy book and magazine.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
show you who's the sponsor and who's not that we just
Yeah.
like, you know?
Mm-hmm. 100%. It's hard to find like good stuff. And then when you're spending your money, you want to make sure that especially right now, you buying something you don't want to buy. I hate having to buy something to find out it's not good quality. Like that's just become too much of a thing now. I think having something that you can go to where it's like, okay, this stuff has been handpicked for maybe each price level. I don't know. We got to figure it out, but something like that.
Yeah. Dude, I just bought a microwave and put it in my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And for dinner right now, I was heating something up and I couldn't get the alarm to go off.
No way.
It just kept going beep, 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 beep. I'm pressing buttons. I'm like smashing the keyboard. I'm like doing everything, opening the door, closing the door, tapping my head, rubbing my belly, doing it at the same time. You know, I couldn't get it to go off. I had to go cut off the breaker. And I swear, dude, that thing took me like 2 hours to put in. I'll be
Bro.
so mad if I have to take that thing back. It's installed.
Oh, dang. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I sealed the ductwork
Oh,
around the
man.
vent. I
Oh,
had to
nah.
I had to put it on the little mounting bracket on the side. I had to draw everything out. It'll save me like, it'll save me a bunch of time since it's already mounted. I could go get the same exact one and just throw it in.
But still, man, it's like
Oh
sometimes
yeah.
it's just like the point. Like you go and buy something to put it in, because you know you want to put it there for a long time. You don't
Yep.
want to, like, and it's crazy. The little cheap one that you put on the counter, the
Oh, that'll
little
never die.
ding, and that thing won't die through a whole tornado.
Your
It go through a
grandkids will
tornado,
be
hurricane, the junk still running. Ding, ding.
Yeah, your grandkids will be using that in their storage container where they're living
Yeah.
in the future, you know.
Why they gotta be? He said they ain't gonna have nothing left, bro. You said they ain't gonna have. They gotta do the next thing. Oh, ding, 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 ding. Storage container number 3. Look at this one. Ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding. Like the Wii song. But a ding, 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 ding. For $4,000 a month, you get this new storage container. This is the storage living quarters with a pool. Yeah, parking. Well, you won't have a car, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would free Wi-Fi definitely. T5, T9 at the time. And
Oh
you
yeah.
get it comes with a Murphy bed, and that's it. And a counter.
And that's it.
Ding, 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 ding.
If you want a Mark II, it'll even come with a window.
Mm, that is 6,000 a month. The window, that's to the garbage dump. The window to the city, I'm sorry, that's 10,000 a month.
Yeah. And we recommend that one if you have any signs of depression.
This apartment comes with Amazon healthcare. Because you know it's true. You get this apartment. This apartment comes with Amazon Healthcare, which requires you
Amacare.
Amacare,
Amazon Care.
which requires you to go to the gym 2 times a week. If you don't go, you lose your coverage. But it comes with the apartment. All tied in.
Did you know every Amazon Care facility has free Amazon Prime on all the TVs
Mm.
with
Ba-ding,
with free shipping to
ba-ding, ding, ding, ding,
to the
ding.
hospital?
Yeah, perfect.
They'll even deliver your baby at home for a fee.
Mm-hmm. Look
Perfect.
how easy it is. You just roll it right in.
You just
Bam.
put it in the box,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
put a label on it, poke some
Yeah.
holes in it.
Roll it. Perfect. Nah, man, that's great. I know we joking about it, but
That'll waive your $12,000 charge for delivery. So,
I know we joking about it, but bro, I was just watching this. I forgot to say his name. They were doing a briefing on Social Security, and basically that the country is broke. They don't have it, and even those who are retiring as of today don't might not have enough to live off of, just to live off the Social Security. So they work their whole life. They put away money into Social Security, and they're depending on that to live because they were told, yeah, you always have that Social Security net at the end of your life, but it's gone. Like what they're using right now is already eating up past our generation's funds.
yeah.
So and then they can't live on the amount that they're getting, like 2,000 a month. I mean, I have to check that, but that's what this guy was saying. They basically the average Social Security income is around $2,000 a month. That's without a pension,
Woo!
and now you got to live on that, right?
Oh, yeah, you do.
So that's why you see these older people. Some of them just choose to work. I know older people who just choose to work because they want to, stay active, keep the brain active, be around people. But then I think there's some people who kind of have to work to supplement their social security.
Yeah.
So I mean, we joking about it, but it sounded like he was talking about, you know. But okay, but there's another younger girl who was saying, "Oh, but what's going to fix everything is that we need some type of social, um, social basic
U-
income,
UBI.
UBI, yeah, universal basic income."
That's what they always say.
Well, I'm saying I don't think that's the answer. That's not my first thought. Like, would it be nice? And I know most people would think it'd be nice. But then again, that doesn't stop the other side. It's like the person who's saying like, someone's coming to attack me. I'm just gonna play nice and it's gonna work. It's like, no. If the universal basic income is a certain amount, everything else is gonna have to match that price, or companies are gonna raise prices to make sure you're still spending that money at whatever price to get the basic things you need. It doesn't really fix the whole problem, but
And it's so dumb, man. It's like working for a company that gives you company bucks, like
mm,
to work. And instead of saying, I'm going to go out and get more sales, bring more work in, charge more to the other people that are out there, other
mm,
countries,
mm,
instead of producing more and charging more, we just say, "Oh, we'll just get some more company tokens and give that
yeah,
out. Give that out and make it a normalized thing. Like every month you get a normal amount of worthless tokens, you know?
yeah.
Instead of the company going, I don't know, I'm going to land more jobs. I'm going to start this whole new division where we're actually producing something again.
Mm,
There's ways to fix an economy, and nothing that I've heard of, especially universal basic income, doesn't make any sense to me because it doesn't bring more value to our country. It doesn't bring more value to the current tokens we already have. It
mm.
just makes more tokens and we shuffle them around a little bit more.
I gotta think about this one. I gotta think about it, bro. I'm trying to think of everybody's situation. Okay, so I'm trying. So my, I have someone very close to me that has special needs. Right
Yeah.
now, what's the funny thing is that they can't get any help. They can't get any financial help because of
No.
the scenario that they live in. Right? So that always frustrated me. Like someone who actually has a real physical or mental condition can't get help, but some people who don't have any conditions do get help because they know how to use the system.
Mm-hmm.
So then I start thinking like, okay, how can we make a clear, concise qualification? Like, okay, certain people need help because there's conditions that happen, bro. I'm sorry if someone got in a fatal accident and they can't make income to support themselves. We should have some type of system so no one's out on the street.
I agree.
Something, right? I'm trying to think of that. Okay, now let's take it up. If you are a young person, healthy, productive, you should be able to. I have this. You should be able to work, and you should be able to put money away. Or if you are put in some type of government system, that when at the end of your life you do have some type of income. If you're working and being productive, I think that's a simple agreement, right? All right. So what happens if you tell young people you're guaranteed to make this much money per month?
Mm.
What are they gonna live on? I mean, I'm trying to think like a young person now. Are you gonna go into work if you know that you have a universal basic income? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. We don't have the answer. I mean, I don't know where basic income is even done correctly.
Yeah, and it doesn't really help the problem because those there'll be lazy people who work the system and
Yeah. Okay.
don't do it, but they're only able to do it for a couple of years until the currency is even more devalued to where having a universal basic income, excuse me, won't even
Mm-hmm.
matter.
Mm-hmm.
because now you're only getting $3,000 a month, but rent costs $10,000 a month now. We're at $10,000 a month rent. We haven't seen that yet, but man, it's right around the corner.
Oh,
If people don't know it,
um,
10,000. There's houses for 10,000 a month right now.
oh yeah, yeah. I know it. There's apartments with 10,000 a month. I know that
Rent,
for rent, 100%.
yeah.
20,000, 20,000. I know.
I'm talking
Mommy.
like you're working and you're single and you got a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment and it's $10,000 because our currency is tanking.
Well, I know 1 2 bedroom apartments that's at least 7,000 right now.
Yeah,
But okay, all right. So they ran this experiment. I think it was in Sacramento. A young guy, young guy. He introduced a universal basic income,
yeah.
and it was an experiment. I forgot the results. Maybe we gotta look it up. We gotta look it up. But I forgot the result. I mean, I forgot the exact stats on it. But
Uh-huh.
the media, they were reporting it like at first it was like, it's not gonna work. No, they were saying that they found something very interesting. That those who did receive they took a small select group of people and they gave them universal basic income. Basically, I forget how much it was, but it wasn't enough for them to live off of. It was like having an extra income. So basically, I think man, I don't want to say the wrong number, but it wasn't like, oh, it's a full salary. It was like it was a good enough chunk supplement to add on to what they were already making. Right? I
Mm-hmm.
think it was over $1,000. So yeah, I don't think I think it can be set up so that people, if they are working, but they know like, look, dude, I can pay my rent, I can buy grocery, and I can go to the doctor. I
Yeah.
think if those things are settled, I think that might motivate people, bro. I think that might. I want to, I want to believe it. I want to believe it, right?
Well, I mean, dude, if we know one thing, government sucks at pretty much everything that it does, especially when it's on large scale things. How come someone in the community can't come up with a company that's nonprofit where companies could donate money to it, get a write off, and this place takes a case by case look at people like your family member, people like the person who had
Mm-hmm.
a debilitating injury,
Mm-hmm.
and now they go, hey, you could probably use, you know, how much are your bills? How much is this? How much does it cost? Okay, well, we want to put you in a place where you have a little bit extra where you can enjoy yourself some each
Mm-hmm.
month,
Mm-hmm.
and then when a community is too tapped out of those things, then it would encourage people to go to another community that has a similar system because that place might have some more. Oh, so that way you don't end up with like Skid Row and stuff like that where there's just massive concentrations of people and a private company would do it so much better. They would look at someone and just be like, "Yeah, man, I just don't think you're trying. I think you're totally capable, but you must be hooked on something or doing something you're not supposed to, and you don't
Mm.
you don't qualify." You know?
Mm. Damn, yeah, that's a hard one. That's an interesting one, right? Because that's a hard one. Because I know some groups that help the homeless, and I'll tell you, bro, the people that's on the street doing that stuff, bro, they're like some of the most caring people, and they're committed to it, bro. I know, people who go out, even on like in areas like Skid Row, feeding people every day, right?
Every day.
Take
That's rough.
every day, bro, every day, right? And
Getting
I see
cussed at
everything.
every day.
Get
There's
stepping
women
over.
out there.
Oh yeah, stepping
There's
over poop,
women out there working.
all that stuff, everything, every day, right? Now,
Medical teams.
oh yeah,
Hey,
bro, just think about what the gear you got to wear to go out. The type of shoes you got to wear to go out, the protective clothes you got to wear. You know, just to keep yourself, just to do your job to help people. And I know people out there, bro. People out there doing that every day. I got to give it up to them. I got to
oh
give it
yeah.
up to them because you got to
Oh, how
you
can
got to
you not?
care about that. Yeah,
How
right.
can you not?
That's the one side. Then you start to go into, okay, now the not for profit. Now you go to the person who running a not for profit. Now, from a logical standpoint, I'm not saying that's what it is, but if your income comes from people being on the street, what's the incentive to get the people off the street? Unless the government did something that they do well, except for war,
Yeah,
except for war. But then they incentivize not for profits. All right, if you clean these streets up, bro, if you clean these streets up, this how much is gonna come in. Boom, right here,
done, dude. I'll be
bro.
starting that company up tomorrow.
People will be on it. People will be on it, and it will benefit the whole society, bro. It will benefit the kids who live in that area because they don't have to walk through that junk every day, and it
Yeah.
benefit the area because I'm sorry, the crime rate, crime is just linked to that because that's what it is. All right. Then you start having a community that can build things and create things, which is my thing. You have a creative force now that has a place to make something. You'll get people out there painting, redoing stuff, rebuilding stuff. I mean, that makes community. Uh,
Let me ask you this:
yeah.
if you had, if you had, uh, someone who procures narcotics on a street, and you went up to them and you said, "Hey, I will give you 10 grand a month if you keep this street clean. I mean, spotless. Like, it's got to be super clean, no garbage floating around, no nothing. If you repaint the lines every 6 months, I'll give you, a $10,000 bonus." Do you think that would work? Do you think that would help?
A procure of drugs? Which
No,
one?
like
The,
someone who's
the,
selling it
oh,
that
the
can get it.
slanger. The slanger.
Someone who can get it for you.
You know what, bro? Because TV messed this ideology of what a drug dealer is. I know
Yeah.
what drug dealers are, what they look like, right?
Yeah, it's
And
a white guy in a pharmacy.
and in Florida they call them the drug mills, bro. Due
Yeah.
to the prescription pad,
Yeah.
bro. Okay, I don't. A drug dealer. People don't realize drug dealers don't make money. Like it's a risky game. It's a. Everyone think that every drug dealer is just
No,
rolling in cash.
the supplier makes money.
Oh no! Now you're digging into it. Now you're digging into the weeds because you know the
Not
network.
weed anymore. They legalized that.
Oh yeah. I think if you told a drug dealer, street level, I gotta say this, street level drug dealer
The hustler.
who
The
can only
slang.
push weed, who can
Yeah.
only push pills that they got from somewhere, and told them, look, without risk of you cancel out the risk of getting arrested, you cancel out the risk of having to go to jail, you cancel out the risk of having turf wars. I'm gonna give you this area and 10,000 a month.
No one's trying to shoot you.
No one, no, they can't.
Yeah.
We giving you,
You're
the green
protected.
flag. I think that it will be a 50% success rate, and I'll explain why. Because a drug dealer on the street, some of them are just druggies. Most of them, half of them, they use
Okay.
drugs themselves, so they canceled out. There are a small portion of like community people who are just like they sell drugs because that's how they got to make money. But
Oh
if you
yeah,
gave
their
them a
brother
chance,
probably did it.
exactly. But if you gave them a chance to make money like that, bro,
Real money.
they'll be the best. They'll be the best. They'll be out. They'll figure out all this stuff. They'll be the best at it because they know how to communicate with people, and they
That's what
know,
I would think.
they know the activity. They know the start of the activity. They know who doing the activity. So you can't mess around with it. It ain't like there's some person coming from the suburb. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna paint. No. Oh shoot, there's Tommy and them over there. Nah, you can't be over here, Tommy. Y'all gotta take this somewhere else. They know what is gonna stop it. So I think it would take time and you would need someone who can communicate with them.
Yeah,
But bro, it'll work. And those
I
should be
think
jobs.
so.
Those should be jobs. Those should be jobs. Those should be jobs. Like, I'm not saying that the post office is the prime example, but bro, the post office work, bro.
It
You
worked.
know, it work every day, nonstop. That's not a bad idea, you know.
But I mean, in comparison of Amazon uh, and UPS, you
Mm,
know, it's had some issues over the years because these other places do it just as good, if not better, with larger packages.
that's true.
You know, so privatizing stuff, I'm not. You gotta watch. You gotta walk like a line with this stuff because if you let Amazon do everything,
Hey,
they are going to
they
do
going at everything.
little hand come out of the toilet, wipe your ass. Like that's how bad it would get. That's $1.
PB, thank you.
Yeah.
A little freshness spray. Yeah.
Yeah, you reach over for the toilet paper and it's locked up. You haven't paid your monthly credit. Oh, come on, I'm on it. I gotta get out of this thing. Sorry, it looks like you're late for work.
The person next to you, hey, can you lend me some credit? I need a wet wipe. Oh man, yeah, they
Honey, if
gonna
you
do it.
like your bath towels, you better lend me some credit.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Nah,
Like on
okay.
Step Brothers where he pulls up the carpet under the toilet because he runs out of toilet paper, he starts wiping his ass with the pee mat.
Oh, that's even worse, bro. That's even worse. That's even worse, bro. All right.
That's such a good movie.
Oh man. But okay, yeah.
But I
That
think I think we're kind of jumping around a little bit.
yeah, we are. But it's
I
just that's what it is.
I think homelessness and I don't like calling it homelessness because I live in Oregon, so I call it the open drug culture because it's
Mm,
there are homeless people here, but it's a very 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 small percentage of the people you see on the streets are homeless, and they don't stay homeless for long because we have tons of organizations that help people get off the streets.
yeah.
It's mostly open drug culture, which doesn't really tie into the whole like universal basic income, does it? Like
Mm,
that doesn't, because I think what the universal basic income is good for is like people who have to work at McDonald's or like lower paying jobs that might need a little boost, especially depending on how many kids they have. Like I think everyone that has kids out there should be getting something. And you got to be careful with that because then people start finding kids. Oh, I found one the other day. Now it lives with me. Like, well,
mm.
wait, Dave, you don't have kids, man. I found one, but I think it's more of like the people who are working in our system, but just don't have a great way of life. Um, or people like your family member who
Mhm,
they're not homeless.
mhm.
They have most things, but they gotta have some kind of future too. They're part
Yeah,
of society.
yeah.
They have to have the equipment to start contributing because I want those people to contribute.
I think they want to contribute too, more than people
Yeah,
think.
I did. Yeah, I know a lot of them.
Yeah,
Know a lot of them. I think they want to contribute more than most people I know that don't have issues.
100%, hundred
That's
percent,
most
hundred
people
percent.
I know. They're just doing it for $1, but the second that they don't have to contribute, they're gone.
Okay, so okay, yeah. So basically, universal basic income. Even the whole Social Security talk. Look, everybody, America. There was another stat that was saying America is becoming the most educated, underpaid country in the world.
What
So
does that
like,
even mean?
so that means
Jeez.
that like that means that like for the amount of people that we have that are graduates that have degrees that have um, that quote unquote educated, which means yeah, post, not really postgraduate, but they're
Some
college
kind of
educated. Yeah,
some kind of
college educated,
higher education.
higher education. So after high school, or at least a GED. I think that's the minimum. But for you're saying those are working at McDonald's. Everyone doesn't. Some people don't realize that, like, okay, working at McDonald's maybe used to be like, okay, that's an entry level job, but that's no longer that, bro. That is like
I think it pays pretty good.
that okay, right? So that's a job, right? But the comparison between a person that's quote unquote working at McDonald's and then a person who has a master's degree. All right. Is there a difference in most scenarios? But I think that playing that level has balanced out a little too much. There's not like a humongous difference unless you're getting into, I start getting to unless you're getting into the junior management, senior management level, right?
Here,
So,
here's my question though. I see what you're saying, but here's
mhm.
my question that I have.
Okay.
Does it make more sense to come up with a system and pay people to manage it and figure out what kind of currency we're going to use and all this stuff to make more dollars? Or does it just make sense for someone to propose a plan to make the dollars that we're already doing stronger and better? Like that's my question. Isn't there an easier way to fix a lot of the economical problems by just putting more manufacture in the U.S., shipping less stuff from overseas, not spending so much money on military operations and all the other crap that we do? I don't even know. I don't even know that we have to get there. Like, why not? Do we need to just make more of the crappy dollar that we already have, or do we need to make our dollar less crappy? That's the whole question in a nutshell.
Okay. So this goes off into a whole bunch of stuff. All right. Besides Social Security, so I'm off of that. If we're talking about
Okay.
the dollar, right? This is where the experts. This is why I feel like experts have messed up
Yeah.
because
Tell me.
they're such an expert, but they're not doing the thing, or they don't have the ability or the authority, or someone's telling them not to do it. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that.
Yeah.
But what I will say is that first, starting out with what how how the dollar is valued.
Okay.
All right. I think that expert is going to spend too much time with. Well, we gotta stop the debt. They're going to go there. The U.S. debt is in the trillions plus student loan debt. Everyone's talking about the debt, debt, the debt. Okay, I understand there's a debt. All right, the expert's going to shoot to that, but it still doesn't help now. All right, paying off debt, it doesn't help the business, which
Mm.
which was a thing that pushed America to be this place where the middle class is very strong. Then you got those who talk about separation of classes, upper class and lower class, however you want to call it financially. Because I don't believe in that whole class thing,
Yeah.
right?
Why do we need that?
Well, a strong middle class, according to most economists or economic theories, I like those. A strong middle class is one of the greatest signs for a country. You know, and when you got a strong middle class, that means that the
There's
average,
opportunity
yeah, there's opportunity,
for
and
everybody.
the average family, average person can contribute and pay the basic necessities. Well, the expert's going to say what the stats say that's not happening anymore. Bro, I honestly think that it sounds funny, but the old school things it's just the only thing that can fix it. Bro, I'm sorry, like local things being made here, we will have to go without a lot of stuff. We will have to go back in time so far back, people will feel uncomfortable. Like you're not gonna get the same food source. You're not gonna get the same choices. You're not gonna go shopping at the store. I think that's the only fix that could like fix it, you know? And but I think that will I mean people will go crazy. They'll riot. I think people couldn't handle it. But I think the only way to fix the system is to stop doing the same thing we've been doing. That's the only way. And
100%.
local, I hate the word local because that's not what I'm saying. I just mean like If we don't have chips in America, everybody, you can't drive every car. Now we only can drive Ford
Yeah,
or the companies that we have here. Or someone need to be able to build a car company and we're going to go with Tommy, because we don't got chips. If we do need chips, we need to be able to build chips here. Well, we only could build 5 chips a day. Well, that's all we got. You know, we
yeah,
need to be able to, we need food. Okay, well, we need everybody to learn how to do something. You do beans, you do cabbage, and that's what we're gonna eat. We're gonna eat no rice, no more rice until we can grow rice fields. But I don't think that will. I don't think
this
that'll
is
fly.
Tucson, Arizona. We ain't.
I think that's the only way to fix it. Then I think improving the dollar means that the way we improve the dollar right now is we got to go to another country and take something. The
I
the
don't.
military is making the dollar stronger, and that's ugly.
But yeah, but I mean, like up here in the Northwest, like we got tons of trees, uh, and different places in the states have. I think corn is one of the biggest things that we do. Um, I think we could.
Soybeans,
Yeah,
we export that, but
I think we could start exporting more stuff that we already do, or like car manufacturing stuff like that. Um, we put all the industry away because we don't like the pollutants around, but it still goes into the same earth, doesn't it? Like now you just send it to some other country to get done and your skies look cleaner, but you know, you also lose all the money that's happening from that.
yeah, I think
People lose a sense of purpose.
just like I think we lost a lot of stuff with like like when we were Australia, like Harley Davidson is an export, and
Yeah.
people will pay extra for that. I want that American
Oh man,
Harley Davidson.
they love it.
Exactly, and I think that the fact that we lost that stuff, that's a big problem.
Yeah,
Like
Harleys
even
aren't even
just
made here anymore.
oh shoot,
I don't
are we
think
supposed
so.
are we supposed to say that because we can't get sponsored by? Look, I don't know. Okay,
Send me that Road King. That's all I'm saying. I will take a
yeah,
Road King.
yeah, I like
I
the
have nothing bad to say.
on the road. I love the when they came out with it. Oh shoot, what's the name of it? Not the V. It's the It's not. Dang, I forgot the name of it. It looked like the
It's
Honda
not the
CB 1000. It's the long low one. Not the V twin. What's the name of it? Shoot, it's not a Roadster. It's not like a. It's not like a big Harley.
Roadster, soft tail,
Not the
the
soft. It's not like a soft tail. It doesn't look like any of those. Like it was
V
like
Rod.
the V Rod. I like that V Rod. yeah,
thing that thing rides incredibly well.
yeah. I like that.
I just like the look of the Road King, bro.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
green, the like olive green one.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Oof.
with the gold or silver?
I like it with the black, olive
Oh
green with
yeah,
black.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that one's a good one.
But okay, but even that right there, like we know that Harley Davidson, the inspiration, that was an American product.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know when they changed the manufacturing. I don't even know how they manufacture right now. But are we losing that creative thought? Maybe creativity could fix the dollar, like Levi's jeans. Where is that made? Is that made fully in America?
No way.
Okay, but that was a thought. That was an American thought, quote unquote. Um, I don't know. Maybe that could fix it all. Maybe creativity is the answer. Becoming a creative king again. But we losing that too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think
Okay, they do still have 3 factories in the U.S.
what
of
does that
aluminum.
what does that mean? Because that
I don't know, but they also Brazil, India, and Thailand.
mm-hmm.
The bike is assembled in the USA, just like the iPhone.
Okay. Jesus.
However,
Well,
only around 70 to 80% of the parts are made in America. I mean, 80% is pretty good though.
that's pretty good. I didn't know it was that high.
I can't I can't really I can't really knock them for that cuz I mean, you probably get cheaper rubber parts and stuff, you know.
Yeah. Well, how do we? I don't know. If 100% is even, it's just like okay. I know if you make everything 100% here in America, the cost of that stuff is going to go up.
Yeah.
But I think that that short term pain could help. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think seeing other countries be inspired by American stuff always made me say, okay, that's damn, that's a Gibson. You know, I mean, that's a Gibson. Oh, we can't buy that here. You know,
Yeah.
you know, that's a Martin. Oh, we can't get that here.
Yeah.
Oh, that that makes sense. That that brings value. You know, but anyway,
Yeah, let me see KTM. Where's KTM made at?
what's
'Cause,
KTM?
that's what my basically what my motorcycle is. It's a Husqvarna, but hey, KTM owns Husqvarna.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're an Australian company.
Mm, KTM. I never heard of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're an Australian company, I believe. Um, Austrian. Sorry, not Australian. Austrian.
Oh, okay. And they make like road bikes or dirt bikes.
Both. They make
Oh,
everything.
nice.
Yeah. They're very high end bikes. Like some of the more expensive dirt bikes you can get. Not the most expensive, but they're pretty pricey.
Yeah, I miss my motorcycle.
Yeah, dude.
I miss it though.
What did you have?
Honda CB 1000, but
Oh,
it was cut. I had the back was cut off. Had a 200 tire on the back with an extension,
dang.
and it looked kind of like a fake Ducati, like a
Uh
fake
huh.
Ducati extended. Man, I miss that bike. That thing used to just
Dang.
cruise, bro. I used to love that bike, man.
I bet you remember how it sounds too. Just.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, I had a custom exhaust on there. That was an open pipe, but man, it was just a nice ride. Like I'm a Honda fan. That made me a real Honda fan. Like Honda
Oh,
CB
Hondas
1000.
are the best, dude.
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. And things were running smooth. You know,
Yeah.
changed the gas tank on it. Everything. It was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even there was a company called Fisker. I think it's called Fisker, but they're one of these EV car companies. Is it Fisher
Mm-hmm.
or Fisker? Fisker, maybe. I think it's called Fisker. But this dude MKBHD Marquez Brown, he did a review on this EV car, and he was basically like, "This is the worst car review I've ever done in my life on the car." So he did a review on the car, but like the car was having all these problems. It wasn't working right. The controls weren't working right. He was like, "This is the worst EV car I've ever reviewed." Um,
Is that
my point,
Fisker? Like Fisker's
Fisker.
the scissor company?
No,
I'm looking at their website, dude. It looks like the same logo as a Fisker scissors.
really?
Yeah, the ocean.
Is it the same company? I don't think so. I mean, it's not an American company though. I think I think they're from I don't know. I don't know where the company's from.
Yeah, I don't know.
But okay, so the whole point is though, they this guy does a review. He is the biggest reviewer on YouTube when it comes to electronics and tech. And bro, the dude is pretty balanced. Like he's not like oh my gosh, you got to do this and this is amazing. He's not that type of reviewer. Like he literally goes through and like, all right, here's the stats, here's the tech, and this is
Yeah.
what I think is good. This is what I think is bad. I've never seen him give like a bad review. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the car was just crappy. Well, this is why I think like the response of like companies are so off. This is what we're talking about, the economy and dollars and making things that people actually need. They got a bad product, right?
Yeah.
A guy does a review. Their response is, okay, we're gonna send out a tech to fix the car. Not thinking like maybe we should just do our own media and tell why our car is good. It's the old economic analogy of you got two ice cream shops next to each other. Who's gonna have the best ice cream? Maybe side A got the better ice cream, but side B can talk about their ice cream a lot better. Who's gonna make the money? The
Yeah.
old. And I was thinking like, man, Tesla is the American EV company, right? Rivian is Rivian American?
I don't
I
know.
don't I don't know either, right? But there's no competition in that space. Even though I'm not a fan of EV cars at all. I'm not a fan of EV cars. But I'm sorry, the Tesla is just is the best we got. It's the best car on the EV car right now. But no, no, let me change that. I'm sorry. All electric. I'm sorry. The BMW EV cars and some of the other company EV cars are killing it. So Hyundai, I like Hyundai. Hyundai concept design. I like Hyundai, but it's just I'm thinking like to fix this dollar, maybe we got to fix the thought process of what companies are. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like they're always messing up their own response to stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know
Yeah. I
what
can't
can.
see. I can't see where Rivian's made, but
Oh, okay, they look
this.
fly.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like they're. It looks like they're trying to either say they're made in the U.S. or not tell you where it's actually made. Um, but I think they have a lot of assembly in the U.S.
Ah, uh, but yeah.
But
Anyway,
yeah, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm the last person that's gonna know like how to fix this problem because like maybe not the last, but I feel like I'm down on the list of people who know that they're gonna fix the problem. I just wish there was more effort or any kind of effort going into. I'm sure there is an effort. I'm sure there's people trying to. I'm sure there's people implementing laws, or I think there is. I'm not sure, but I think there is that are trying to fix our debt and the economy situation. It just doesn't feel like that to me. Every time I see people hear about them spending our money, because that's really what it is. Every time I hear about it, I'm like, was that was that put through the channels, or is that just something that um, they just decided to do as a small group of people that's been
yeah.
taken over by larger companies that stand to profit from whatever happens with that stuff.
Well, the question is, can you keep trusting the same? I'm just call them something else. The same people that's already been messing up. Like they already,
Yeah,
they already put it in debt. You gonna trust them to get out of the debt? I don't think so. They already messed it up. The senator was saying in the briefing, we broke. He said it. We broke. They don't feel good to think. What country? Oh yeah, we in America. We broke. What do you? What you mean we broke, bro? We ain't got no money for you. That's a hard. That's something I expect to hear when I go to the corner store. Hey, you got my
yeah.
money for that beer you had last week? I'm broke. Okay,
Bro,
I'll get it to you next week. But right now,
you
I'm broke. You know.
ain't gonna get it to me.
Man, it's been 4 years, man. I ain't waiting for that damn. So I don't know. I think that the people who have been in charge of deciding what money. Okay, the dude was describing that like he was describing like as soon as social money is put into the social security system, it before it even can be accounted for, it's already being paid out. It's already being paid. It's already so before the money even come in, they're saying, okay, we already got this money allocated to go out. So before it come in, they already sent it out. Like how can we get out of that debt? I think the only way to do it is to they're gonna have to cancel something. They're
That's
gonna have to
bad.
cancel something.
That's bad budgeting, man. Whenever that's going on with my company, if money's
Mm,
coming in and especially if it's already gone out, like especially if it's like, oh, I've already spent this, I got to catch up.
yeah.
I already know I can't keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good place to be in. You want to have a pool in the middle, money going out, comes out of the pool and goes out, and then money comes into the pool. You don't want a fire hose shooting over the gap, just spraying it right out the door.
And okay, and then the problem is too, these experts or so-called experts that say, well, this person doesn't understand economic balance. Okay, I don't. Maybe I don't have the same expertise that you have, but somebody else don't have it either. Somebody else
Yeah,
don't have it either, or somebody just don't care, or somebody just ripping it off, or we getting robbed, right? We getting robbed. Something. You're not gonna tell me. You go inside of my house. I had 3 gold bars inside of this bucket. I came in the next day, 1 bar was gone. You're not gonna tell me I'm an expert. I'm an expert. That's called stagflation. You see, you stacked it left over right. You're supposed to stack it right over left, so that's why you lost a bar. Okay, I'm gonna say somebody robbed
when you look at it
me.
like this, you got
we,
10, but when you look back,
Look at it.
there's
When you
5.
when you turn it, when you open a bar, see that bar is made of magnesium on the left side. Bruh, I'm missing a
that,
bar.
that that's how I feel most of the time watching these people explain these systems to me. Even when I heard my first employer explaining Social Security to me, I knew they didn't know what it was, how it was made. They just know it comes out of the check, goes somewhere.
Yeah.
And they
Can
hear
I?
about people getting it.
Yeah. Can I use my check? You know, you work 60 years and at the end you get Social Security. That's 65, I think. And that's it. I was listening to this guy who was talking about older guy who was, he's in his 60s and he's talking about living life right now. And I don't know if I agree or disagree with him, but he was talking about like, why are you going to spend your whole life working away till you're 60, and then you only get 20 years, if that, to try to enjoy life?
Yeah,
You know,
you work for that 50, 60 years of a life you hate, right?
that, yeah,
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 he
yeah,
was saying
yeah,
a life you don't like
yeah,
for
yeah.
20 years that you might like. I,
I'm 50-50 on it, but I
I'm
watched the whole thing.
50-50 on it, dude. I saw it too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like the way I like his passion. I think he had a point. And I mean, later on, he has a couple more videos about it, but he kind of explained like, look, you got to work, like you're gonna have to work, but you can figure out the balance. But it kind of got me thinking, like, his whole point was, you know what, you're gonna have to learn how to live cheap, you know.
You know
But
what? You want to know what my problem with that is, though?
hit me. That's what I'm wondering.
Okay, my problem with it is that people hear this message and when they're too young, they act on it.
Yeah,
Too young, not I'm not talking about an age.
yeah,
I'm talking about a mentality of money, like
yeah.
how to make money, how's the best way that you can make money? What are the jobs that you're good at or inclined to? What do people like to pay you for? And these
Hmm.
young people, they hear this message and they go, "Great, I'm selling my house that I've been paying off for 4 or 5 years. I'm buying the I'm buying the super upgraded Sprinter van. I'm that devalues at like $20,000 a year
Yeah.
devaluation instead of a house that increases at like $50,000 a year. They're buying something that decreases $20,000 a year because they don't have that maturity, and you make money exponentially. You want to buy a house, or you want to buy actual assets, gold, anything that's going to, that's, you know, historically increases over time. You want to
Mm-hmm.
buy that stuff when you're super young. When you're, it's good that that guy's message is out there, but it should be more of like, work hard now so that you can afford to have a lot. Like, you should be trying to retire at 40, because by the time you get to 40, you might not be able to retire, but you'll be very set up,
Mm-hmm.
and you can choose to work. And um, with wealth, I see wealth as every day that you wake up, you have the ability to do whatever you want for as long as you want, with however you want. I do believe that. That is truly wealth, whether it's family, friends, all that stuff. The time is what you don't have. And so I agree with some of what he's saying, but I just hear that. I hear the message of that, which is a great message, but then I see people who don't know how to handle money making bad choices over it. And that's fine. They can make whatever choices they want, but then I see them coming back, and now they're 5 years behind, and they have to work even longer
Mm-hmm.
to get. And it's even harder. You took 2 years off, and now you got to go back to the workforce. That's hard
Yeah.
for you when you're in your teens of not doing anything all day, and then having to go to a job and do something all day that you have to do. When you're an adult, having to go back into that has got to be rough. And you're even further behind, and now you're trying to sell that van, which is worth half of what you paid for it, maybe less, maybe 40% of what you paid for it, and you still got payments on it, you
Damn.
know? So now you have that. So it's like, yeah, I like that. I like that message, but I think people need to learn how to set themselves up. We live in a crappy economy. Like, the economy that we live in, yes, we have lots of fancy things, and you can be as comfortable as you want to be in this society that we've created for ourselves.
Mm.
But the cost of that is you have to keep working, or you have to work yourself out of it. You have to escape financially,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
or physically move to a place where they offer you food, clothing, all the things that you need, but you're going to have to go without Wi-Fi. You're going to have to go without air conditioning. You're going to have to go without KFC, Wendy's, McDonald's, all these things,
Damn.
all of it.
And
You're
you
going
got
to,
Popeyes?
no, you get seasonal stuff.
Yeah.
You get the salmon when it comes through.
Yeah.
You get the elk when it gets shot,
Yeah.
like, and you're going to get tired of it. You're going to eat elk for 6 months, brother.
Oh, okay. And then here's the thing. Here's the thing too, right? That guy's putting out this message. It's gonna reach a bunch of people, but I almost feel like no one's actually giving quality advice to young people. And I think young people know it. Like, man, it's kind of bullshit. Because I felt like that too. I felt like no one really, if I would just listen to my father and just copied him, that would have worked out better in some ways, right?
Yeah.
Say what you want, but that advice is not out there. And I feel like if I could help young guys or young people, like really say like, okay, this is how it's gonna work for real, and no one's gonna tell you that. I feel like that stuff is getting left out, like what you just said. Like, yeah, he is right about what he said about finding what you're supposed to give back to the earth. And when people die, they never say, "Oh, I want to spend more time in the office." All that stuff that he was talking about. Yeah, but how do I get to the place where I can do that? Even right now, I'm in a position where I'm saying, if I want to do the creative things I want to do, I gotta have a base to do that with. I gotta have something to build.
100%.
I gotta have something to build with, because you still gotta pay bills and you still gotta eat. You still gotta feed your family. So, but no one shared that. No one really talked about that. You kind of just get in the system, in this cogwheel, and you try to figure it out, and that's what happened to me. So
Yeah, it's just a problem with hearing a good idea that's not a good plan. You know, it's a good idea, but is your wife going to want to go out on the road with you the
hell
whole
no,
time? The whole
hell no.
time you're thinking like, oh, I can't wait to be in that next town. That's going to be fun. And she's thinking, are we going to have enough money in the next town? Am I going to have enough money when I retire? Eventually, you're going to have to come inside. You can't play outside all the time. Eventually, you're going to get old enough where you're like, man, I want a house. What do we got to do to get in the house game? Oh, it's pretty much unaffordable right now. So in 10, 20 years, I don't know, man. Like,
Okay, but okay, in that point you're saying right now, that idea is still new. That we not sometimes we not me and you not thinking about it because we're at the age where we're saying, yeah, if this thing keep going, will not be will not be accessible. It's common
yeah,
sense, but that's not the thought that has always been. It's always been like, oh, if I start working, you know,
for
I
like
could,
for like 9 months, you could
yeah,
you could buy a house.
I could buy a house. Like
Yeah.
that's a big switch. Like you tell someone right now, oh, you work 9 months. I mean, you
Well,
can rent,
you
depending on
can
what you
still
do.
do that, but
Yeah,
you can still buy a house, but you don't own it. You should have your houses pretty much owned by the time you retire. That's kind of the whole idea of it. Is by the
man.
time you retire, that's your retirement.
Man, you sound like Dave Ramsey.
House is paid off.
You sound like Dave Ramsey. Buy it cash.
No, don't
Buy
buy cash.
it.
Finance everything. I'm serious. Finance everything. Keep your cash flowing. Don't
Keep
park it
that
on
cash
one thing.
flow.
Yeah. I mean, you can do all right paying your stuff off. I'm not disagreeing with that, but
Nah, man.
see, that's
People.
that's the thing though. If you buy more houses when you're young, you've locked in those rates of houses. So when you're old, now those houses are worth double, triple their price, and you own 10 of them. But Dave Ramsey says you're not supposed to go into all that debt. Yeah, but
Man,
I
Dave
mean,
Ramsey.
I paid all the debt off with one house. I sold one house, paid it all off. Now I got 9. And I still got 9.
But okay, but it's what I'm trying to, just like that dude put out this message. We have to be able to give someone a practical way to do it because anybody listening to it is going to be like, how the hell am I going to buy one house? I work here. How do I do that? What's the step by step process? Do I start working? Do I have to go back to school? And I think it's been convoluted by all this stuff. The only way you can make money is when you graduate from high school. First, you never worked during high school. Never. And then you got to go get your education. Then you got to go to college. And then because college is going to get you a degree, is going to make you more money. Like I think that roadmap has been laid out, and so many people doing it that it sounds impossible to some people, and then people will say that it's impossible.
Okay.
I gotta give them a little bit, but I gotta give them something to say. Are they kind of right? Let's give them 30%. Yeah,
I'll give him something.
give them something.
I'll give him something. Here's what you got to do. Here's the secret formula to get rich. Okay. You
Man,
got to
we're
start.
doing get rich already.
Okay. Let's tone that back a little bit. Here's what you got to do to survive in America. You
Oh,
know,
okay, all right. Now that's okay. How to survive in
to
America?
get to get above the water, to get
Okay.
above like sinking in the water, like to get
All
your
right.
head up at
All
least.
right.
Maybe even get yourself on a board of some kind. I'm not saying it's gonna be a yacht, but
Okay.
because when I'm sitting on the yacht, I'll let you know how to get to the yacht. But where I'm
Okay.
at right now is I'm at least on a little like a little raft. Like my ass is still wet,
you, you got some.
but at least
Yeah.
I'm not sinking.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So that's where we're at. Here's what you got to do:
Okay.
stop spending money like it's going out of style. Live off of as little as possible. This is just to start out. I'm not saying this is how you always should be, but live as off of as little as possible until you'll get to a place where you can afford it. Just don't think because I have an American flag outside my door, I can buy whatever's on the internet or that's available as long as I have money in my account. That's
Okay.
stupid.
All right.
Then you have to start educating yourself, reading books, find out what interests you. Is it
Oh,
is it music? Is it this type of business? Do I want to get into trades? Do I want to be an explorer? You know, do I want to give speeches? Whatever. Like, find out what you like to do and find out if it makes money. You know,
that's another question because culturally we don't talk about money.
you got to make money. That's just
Hmm.
that's just part of it. I mean, I wouldn't even be saying this, but we're trying to give them something that they,
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Hey, you gotta give them something that they can use. Yeah, I get it.
Hopefully, they can use this. Um, so you learn as much as you can, and you're always going to be learning. Like, from here on out, you're always going to be learning. You're always going to be working, whether it's at a job site, whether it's on your company, whether it's on yourself. Like, you're always going to be working. Don't think I'm going to get to a certain point and then it's going to be relaxing time. Because that's happened to me so many times where I'm like, if I just get up over this hill, I'll be relaxing. Every time I get over the hill, it's more work. It's just not as hard, you know?
Okay, yeah.
It's more mental. It's more, I haven't got to that point yet, maybe. Maybe there is a relaxing over a hill. I just haven't reached the hill. I keep working and grinding, and you're going to work for a long time, and you just need to be okay with that and not think, ah, I can't, how much longer is it going to be? It's better if you just don't think like that. The second
Mm,
you can discipline yourself to think like, all right, I'm just going to get up out of bed, one foot in front of the other. I'm going to discipline myself to do this, to make accomplishments, which is another thing you have to do. You have to make accomplishments.
yeah.
One foot at a time. Don't try to take on all the accomplishments you can. Don't do what I'm doing right now. Um, but yeah, you have to. You know if you're a failure because you learned last time, and if you keep failing, that's what you're gonna think you're gonna do in the future. So you gotta make some success. You gotta do something,
Mm.
don't you think?
No, no. I look. This is the point that I'm trying to make is that every single time that I've heard someone older than me give me advice, they give me this general Joe Schmo like general advice, and it's never specific. It's never like, okay, how do you do it? Like, how do you do it? Like, what am I supposed to do? And a lot of times I've heard advice from older people that gets it doesn't get specific, and they don't explain that there's multiple ways to do it. They never explain that there's abundance of money, and it
There's a
took
ton of
me
ways to do it.
there's a ton of ways to do it, and it took me going through, like you said, going through it myself, building it myself, trying to read and improve myself first, to go through all the books, reading the books. What does the book even mean? I don't know what it means. Like, how am I going to improve my subconscious? How am I going to make sure that my attitude is top priority? What do you mean start a business? I got to learn how to pay myself. I got to learn how to my tax strategy. All this stuff that I've had to go through, and I feel like someone could have told me. Someone could have just told me and help me out instead of being like, you know what, you got to work hard. I know I got to work hard, but how? Well, you got to go do something that make money. That little phrase that you said changes the game. Because what do we always hear? Oh, you do something that's gonna, that you're inspired to do. If you no,
Yeah,
see,
you'll get there eventually. Like,
eventually,
eventually you'll get to the point where you're up on the boat and you're not sinking in the water anymore, and you can look around and be like, "Oh, do I want to go to that island over there? Do I want to go to that city over there? Like,
yeah,
where is it that?" But you usually don't have that choice. Like, you don't.
usually,
You almost need to take a piece of paper and write a graph that says, "Here's what I like to do. Here's what makes money." And find something that fits in the middle of those. It's probably not going to be anywhere close to it. I like to do it. It's more going to
yeah,
be on the it makes money side. How do you know that it makes money? Because there's a guy over there that's doing it. I
mm,
think I could make a lot of money at this, but I don't know of anyone doing that. Are you just starting out? Yeah. Stay away from it.
mm,
Why go over there? Why try to mess around? You might lose 5 years floundering in that. I'm not saying don't do it. You could try it while you're doing the other thing.
but that's see that little advice right there. It's like, hey, look, you want to do this thing that you're passionate about? Fine. I mean, not medically, not engineering, but
Yeah.
whatever you think you want to do, no one clearly explained to, I think, younger people, like, you might have to do something to fund the passion that you want to do, unless you got a bankroll,
Yeah.
unless you got a bankroll. But no one explained that option to a lot of people. The only option was, well, you got to go and find a job and you're passionate, because then you'll never work a day. You're gonna work more days because you're gonna hate your passion now, because you do well. I'm not gonna say that because it doesn't work for everybody, but it's a chance to start to not to even like your passion because you're working in that field. Even myself doing things in the creative field sometimes gets it starts to feel like work. I don't care what anyone says. And it can be draining. But no one kind of explains that.
Yeah.
That's why I like what you were saying. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to work hard. You might have to work every day. You're gonna be working on yourself, and don't expect to just be chilling. And
And this is the point I've gotten to right now. Is this good advice? Is this a good idea? I don't know yet. I'm still climbing. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel like I'm getting into success right now,
Mm-hmm.
but this is the this is the only amount of advice that I know. Should you even do it? I mean, I don't know. It's up to you, but I would say the biggest ways to waste time is to always be focused on what you're passionate about. Get that art degree, get that, psychology degree, you know, get those things. I'm not saying those are bad degrees and people shouldn't have them. They're valuable, but if you want to get out of the rat race, you should go for something that makes you the most money with the smallest amount of time involved to do it, you know?
That's a good point. That's a good point. And I think I wish they would tell people that. I wish they would tell people that about trades. I wish they would tell people that about, like, I think the idea is what throws people off. That's why they don't jump into it, because they think, oh, I don't want to be that. But that thing might allow you to do your passion so much easier. So much easier. Especially if, I'm telling you, anybody who wants to do music, anybody who wants to do art, it takes time to build that. And the people who are famous, they are bankrolled. That's what everyone looks for,
Yeah.
to try to get a signing deal, a pub deal. I'm an art. I need to get in the gallery. If you got the money to fund it yourself, man, you can move so much faster in your passion. You want to be a social media person? You
Yeah.
you, you need to buy a camera. You want to see all the gear it takes to edit video? You need to fund all that. And I'm sorry, the thing that people need in the economy, or wherever you are, is what will make the money. And if anybody's young, I get so excited about learning how people make companies grow. If you start in your free time when you're young, start learning how to make a company grow. If you got around, let me know. Uh,
No, no.
bro, bro, this is this young girl. She's Asian American, and bro, she's like a venture capitalist.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe this girl maybe she's just talking, but I looked at what bro, she got into the venture capital game in her in 20s, basically 18, 19 years old.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And I was like, I'm sorry, that's an opportunity. That's a missed opportunity because of her youth. At the time, what she had to cover was just herself. She didn't have to bring in money, but she spent that time learning how to get funding, seed A funding, round B funding, how to buy companies and build them, right? I'm telling you, a young person, like you were telling that what you said is one way, but that's another way too. That's another way. But in your youth, it it could help you. It could help you to learn some other things, some other skills, to fund this passion thing that you want. And that's why I think a lot of people who are wealthy, they kind of always, like, you always hear them talking about, not really about the money they make, but about the thing they can do. Oh, I'm good at art. I'm good at humanitarian. I'm good at music.
Yeah.
Because that's the real thing. We know it's real, right? But they already made the money, so they can do it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't look at those people. Go off of like one thing that you and I are learning a lot about this time in life. You want to be in something that people need.
You
Not that
gotta
they
be.
would not that they would like, or it would be nice to have, it's nice to have a pool in your backyard.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have an electrical panel in your house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have
Mm-hmm.
to have insulation in the ceiling. You have to have a driveway most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a doctor's office available for people. You got to have bricks. You got to have materials. You got
Yeah.
to have computers. You got to have screens. You got to have transportation. So go with those things. If it's a service, get something that pays as good as you can, and it helps out so much if you can find people that are already doing it. You
Yeah.
know,
That's a big thing. That's
and
lost though. That's lost. That
it's
really
lot.
is.
And to be honest with you, I don't want to help you anymore. I don't want to help people anymore because so many times people have come to me and said, "Man, it looks like you're doing good in this field. Like, how do I get in?" And you talk with them for hours, and then they just flake on you, and they're just like, "Yeah, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just getting a job over here somewhere."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if I'm feeling that, more people are feeling that. So if you want to do something like that, be serious about it. At least at least go to work for one day.
Yeah.
That's really all I'm asking. You can work there for a day and just be like, no, dude, I can't do it. Okay, no problem. Well, I don't feel like I wasted my time because you got in, you got through, you listened to my advice, or you actually used the things I was telling you. But if everyone out there is just going through person after person after person, they're going to stop talking eventually, and they're going to go, you know what? I'm just not going to tell. If someone asks me what I'm doing, I'm just going to refer them to a website and tell them to go there.
Damn.
That's how I feel right now.
Damn.
I'll be honest, bro. I don't want to tell people how to become an electrician because I'm tired of it, and I've only had one person get into the program since I started talking to people, and I've talked to about 20 people in the last 2 years.
Well, you think you fight an uphill battle of what people think being an electrician is? Is that the problem or?
No, I think people are just looky loos. I think they're just tire kickers. I don't, and this is one thing that can help you out in the job world. If you say you're going to do something, please do it. Well, not please. You better freaking do it. I can't tell you any other way. If you want to be successful,
Ooh.
but you can't even do something you say you're going to do, guess what? You're going to be broke. It's not going to happen for you. I mean, people still make it that aren't good to their word, but being true to your word, it'll get you way ahead of the game.
Damn.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go into all that, but
No, 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 no. It's good. It's good. I think that we trying to talk about the economy and what people need to do. My stance is still like I think everyone who is working somewhere should have enough money to pay for. I can't get off of that. I wish I could, but I can't get off of it. It's not a fairness thing. It ain't about being fair. It's just I guess it's just my sign. My my, the Aquarius in me is like, man, people should be able to work and pay for basic stuff. Now you ain't gonna have everything, but uh, Maslow's hierarchy shouldn't be a whole hierarchy. We should be able to have those basic things. But I think if you want to be successful and you want to go after something like you said, yeah, you should go after it and do what you say you're going to do. But
here's
that's
some
all.
here's something else that I think is important.
Okay.
Um, People always go off of their first day or their first year doing something and think that that's what that job's going to be for the rest of their life. Some jobs are like that, but a lot of us, uh, there's nostalgia in it. There's nostalgia in working late, being on a long job. You don't want to do it all the time, but you start to like it, and when you get out of it, you kind of almost miss it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So these people who get all beat up because they had a hard first year at a company or something like that. I'm not saying if you're always getting beat up to just stay and do it, but sometimes you got to work hard and just get beat up a little bit because it'll make you tougher and it'll make you learn things, and you might even learn to enjoy it. Some people like riding the range and being out there in the elements. You know, it reminds them of the old days or being with a friend that they did it with. I mean,
Mm.
people in the military, they always have camaraderie and talk about this story or that story. It's the same in the workforce. Don't be scared of hard work. Don't think it's like always going to be hell. There's a lot of good stuff that comes out of it. I look back at my career and I'm like, would I do it again? Heck yeah. That was fun. You know, I'd probably get into something else just because I want to learn something else like machining or, you know, being a pilot or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, you can learn and teach yourself to like hard work. Don't be a sucker. Don't stay at a job and work for 20 years and, you know, have nothing to show for it.
Have a strategy. I tell anybody, have a strategy.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing. If you're
And
gonna
look,
work at a company 20 years, have a strategy.
yep,
That's it.
you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. But,
Oh well. With that being said, I think we gotta close this one up.
yep,
But
sounds good.
yeah, man. Well, I think trying to like sparse through things one piece at a time is what everybody needs right now. I don't think
I
I'm
agree.
tired of like final answers, bro. I'm tired of people with their final answers. This is what you got to do. No, I've come to realize that nothing is a final answer. The only thing that's final, everybody gonna die. We gonna pay taxes, and
Life is going to
that's
be a little bit of a struggle.
yeah. So or life is gonna be life. I don't know what it's gonna be, you know, but
We don't know.
we don't know. But yeah, I think this is good. I think taking this little piece and digging into each piece, digging into Social Security, digging into jobs, digging into the market. I think just digging into it piece by piece, exploring is the best way to do it. So
Yeah.
anyway, man, I'll holler at you. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too.